So the friends topic today I'm going to talk about is executive coaching and mentoring. So whatever is coming in next 30 minutes, I'm going to speak from the practitioner's view. And I fully know, since whatever small I know, Salim and a lot of panelists here, they come from a very, very high level of education background, very well learned, and might be compared to that. I'm not that high in education field. But I think what I'm bringing to the table is my experience of working in the corporate world, training and teaching coaches, and also working with mentors and teaching them how to do mentorship. Yeah. So whatever you see has been implemented in industry. While I work with a lot of global clients and a lot of big companies in India as well. So why executive coaching and mentoring? So the gamut or the topic all starts with the whole purview of people development. Yeah. Had it been a classroom, I would have loved some inputs on, what is your understanding of people development. But as I talk to different executives and understand their view about people development, I get different answers, right? So they say, Vivek, people development is, developing people so that they climb the corporate ladder. Another one is, creating a leadership pipeline so that the leaders are available at different times for their organization. And one image which comes to my mind for people development is this. Yeah. So if you look at this image, and variety of things really come clear. One is that at the center, that small plant just taking birth, then that the soil, then and two pair of hands. Right. And what is the one thing we can't see is the seed from which that sapling actually is growing up. Yeah. So to me, people development, friends, is really that seed which denotes a potential each one of us has. Yeah. Soil determines the culture or surrounding, and then two set of hands. One is of that person who's being developed, and second, the set of, you can call them coach, teacher, mentor, who all are there, who are working with that person to actually develop that potential. Yeah. So in one line, people development is actually developing the potential in that person. And as if you look at the seed, let's say you look at a mango seed, right? No one cannot guess how big that mango tree would be and how many mangoes that tree would have. In my view, I think the same goes for when you are working on a person, when you're developing his or her potential, you really do not know how much that person can achieve. Like if we all go back in the past when we were in like junior KG and kindergarten and first standard, nobody would have guessed all of us would be at such a high position and making such huge impact on the world. Yeah, that's what people development means to me. Also, when I talk to industry people and work with a lot of HR leaders across industry, and when we ask them, hey, what are the variety of techniques you are using for people development in industry today? This is the list, commonly used list, which kind of like people talk about. And I'm just going to go one by one. I'm going to use my drawing tool here. So the classic one used is really the training. Yeah, the classroom training is happening. A lot of trainer facilitators available. There's one more which is used for people development is teaching. I'm not really going to talk much about teaching here, but commonality between, let me start with a brief of teaching. When you go to school, the teacher is deciding the content for the student. Yeah. A for apple, B for boy, C for cat. The inherent understanding is teacher knows more than the student. Yeah. In training, I have not used the word facilitation on the screen as well here. The facilitator or the trainer is actually creating the content and imparting the knowledge to the student or the participant. In some cases, for example, skill building workshops, right? The communication skills, the presentation skill, the conflict management, negotiation skills, email etiquette, English communication, whatever. The teacher takes the higher position saying, I know it more. And the teacher actually is imparting the knowledge. Yeah, that's one of the commonly used tool in industry for people development. The second tool, and lot many times people are called upon in industry to work with people, is consulting. And these are the consultants who kind of like know the. I just want to use the word stuff, right? The answers. So they are like business consultants, there are strategy consultants, there are organizational development consultants. In some places, there are like marriage consultants and life consultants and health consultants. So these people, the consultants, are supposed to know. Yeah, and the predominant style they use is telling. Yeah, all the problem is told to them and they tell the answer. That's where the consulting comes in. I'm going to skip number 3 and number 4 since I'm going to talk about that today, mentoring and coaching. And comes number 5, which is counseling. I think I had a good chat with Salim during our coaching course. So counseling deals with past issues, the traumas which might have happened in your childhood. Basically, they go in your past. Yeah. And they try to dig in. Again, they use different tools. Could be NLP, could be psychotherapy, or could be a variety of tools. But try to work with people to solve those the issues which are in the past. Now, the question remains, what is this place for both mentoring and coaching? Right? And let me tell you a brief, and then we'll jump into coaching first and then into mentoring. I was talking to this one of the leader, and I was invited as a coach, and we said, "Hey, well, what's happening there?" And he was a vice president of manufacturing in one of the company. And whenever they used to get negative feedback from the customer about product quality, this gentleman used to lose his cool. He used to lose his emotional intelligence. And when we asked him, "Hey, Mr. So and so, what's happening? Why are you losing your cool?" And he said, "Vivek, I don't know. I really don't know what's happening in me. But every time a negative feedback comes from customer, something happens to me, and I really don't know what happens to me." Another example. I was invited to coach one of the vice president of sales in one of the logistics company, and we were having a conversation. He says, "Vivek, I've been doing this for last 15, 20 years. But whenever it comes to negotiation, whenever I need to negotiate contracts with people, I seem to be inclining more towards what customer is saying. And the feedback I'm getting from my company is most of the contracts, we are making losses. And I really don't know why I take customer sides more and not think of my company side." And friends, these all are unknowns wherein I don't know. Yeah. As a coach, or whenever you're playing a role of a coach, you really explore the unknown. Right. And I'm going to talk about that, what that unknown is all about. But this is where, whenever you're invited to explore that unknown, you would use coaching. Mentor, comparatively easy. We do that in our personal life as well. I call it guide on the side. Yeah. Let's say you're a CEO of the company, a junior engineer joins and saying, "Mr. So-and-so, you're a CEO. Would you be willing to guide me? I would like to be CEO like you in next 20 years. And you say, "Yes, buddy, I would talk to you. I would coach you. I would mentor you, and I'll guide you. I'll be guide on your side." Right. So friends, that's the high level view of training. The content is decided by the teacher. Consulting, you tell the answer. Counseling, you deal with past issues. And mentoring, you be the guide on the side. It's slightly informal relationship. I'm going to talk about it today as well. And coaching, when you explore the unknown. Yeah, that's like a high level kind of like view about all these 5 professions. Mind you, these are my definitions, what sit with me. If you go along and read the different books, you may get different descriptions online. Yeah. So these are like Vivek's descriptions, if you like.